Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk to you guys about my good and bad days with making videos because I do have good and bad days and I'm sure all YouTubers do and they can all agree with this. However, my bad days doesn't just mean that the video didn't really work out for me. It doesn't mean that I'm not just unhappy with it. It doesn't mean any of that. There are actually specific reasons that I wanted to talk about today because I've talked about it in a few different videos and I'm probably going to mention it in the future more often as well because it's not something that everyone's just going to decide to, oh, I wonder if she's ever made a video about this, and they're just going to go scroll down and look for it and find it and then notice why I have all the issues with my videos that I do. For one, my eyes move a lot and that can bother people, but I don't have control over it. I've just always had what my eye doctors actually called wandering eyes, and it is a thing to do with ADHD as well. It's just always been a thing since I was a kid. I've always struggled with these things, and so if I look really distracted, that's why, and chances are I probably am to begin with. So also I can end up forgetting what I'm even talking about is another thing. And it really drives me insane. I don't like it, especially when it comes to trying to teach people things, because being considered a spiritual leader, a teacher kind of type of person, that people see me as, it's kind of challenging sometimes because I can easily forget what I'm talking about in the matter of 5 seconds. Sometimes I even come to make videos and 5 seconds after sitting down, or I'll be like, hey guys, and then I'll forget what I'm saying and what I'm making a video about. And it's kind of sucks. It really sucks. And that's why I wanted to talk to you guys about this shit today, because it bothers me, and I'm sure it bothers you guys too. And again, like I said, it's not just like you're curious, you're gonna go scroll through my videos to see if I talked about it, because it's not that noticeable, right? It just looks like I'm insecure, or I don't know what I'm talking about, or I'm distracted. It looks like specific things that are common issues. It doesn't look like something that actually has an issue that, oh, how would I explain that? I don't know. But you guys know what I mean, and that can be another issue too, is my ability to explain things sometimes is not well. That's why I really try to focus on what video is sticking clear into my head that day, because some days I explain things really well and some things I just don't on specific days. And so that can also lead to me repeating things if I'm forgetting things a lot, or being able to unclearly state what I'm trying to state and put out there. Then I can start just flaking a little bit, I guess. Would that be the word? I don't even know. I'm not good with words either. And it's funny too, because I tell people these things like, oh, I'm not good with words. Like, you have to be careful with the words that you use with me because I get confused easily. And not in a bad way, like I'm an idiot kind of way, like in the way that or just in a way that I guess you can understand things immediately, but bigger words I'm not that good with. And I've told everybody in my life that I've ever had in my life or around me that, or even people that just try to talk to me online even, and it's like, please do not use those words with me because I don't want to fucking Google our whole conversation. And they end up continuously using big words, and it's like, what did I just tell you? Please don't. It drives me insane having to constantly Google words because I don't understand them. And in school, it's like, I was put in one of the learning struggles, special education kind of classes for people with learning struggles and learning disabilities and all that, learning struggles. And that's probably one of the worst ones in that class. I mean, with everything that goes with learning struggles in general, literally everyone was still on top and I was still down at the bottom. I needed more help than that class could even give me. And then what they did, and they didn't make us use big words or anything, and then they threw us into the regular school system because it only went on till the end of grade 10. And so I didn't get that special education anymore. I mean, I still got it for tests and shit, but I did not get it when I needed it for actual learning in my classes, and that didn't help either because they just expected us to know all these things that we didn't know because we were taught in a slower process. So, and they just teach us differently in those classes, and they make exceptions for our learning issues. So certain things they're like, oh, you can just skip that question, or oh, you can just skip that part, you know, whatever. And they would just like take it easy on us, and then we get thrown into the regular school system, and they're not taking it easy on us. So it was kind of hard, and then people would think that we're idiots, and you know, then we get the extra help because we can't read properly or whatever, and then people start to think that we're lazy and accuse us of laziness, and it's like, what are we doing here? I don't understand. We're not lazy, we just can't read properly, or we get distracted easily, whatever it may be. And then they started bringing robots into the system, and that just fucked me over completely. And I mean, like, robotic voices. Like, I was one of the ones that had a reader, and because I get distracted very easily, and somehow it just works for me, and I just pay attention a lot easier when someone's talking it out to me. And another thing too, like, I just have a lot of struggles with reading, and like my brain can end up like skipping a few sentences. It can end up just not being able to process the way something's being worded. I'll need somebody to read it out to me so that I can fully understand it, because when I'm trying to read it, sometimes my brain just won't process like certain part of the question or whatever. And so it helps having someone read it out to me. But then they fucking started using robots to talk, and I know that does not help me. And through computers and stuff and headphones, and it stopped working for me. So I stopped being able to use it because it's like, this does not work for me. I need the actual person face to face. And I don't know if this makes sense, but my brain, and like I said, my eyes tend to wander, so it definitely, like, I pay more attention when somebody is talking to me than a computer talking to me. If I'm getting a book read to me, and not in person, like an audiobook, or again, through the computer, whatever, you know, it just doesn't work for me. My brain and my eyes wander around the room, whereas if a person is actually talking to me, I am paying more attention. Even if I can't look at them for the full time, because again, my eyes like to wander and shit, I'm still paying great attention to every word that's coming out of their mouth, even though I still don't end up remembering when they're reading to me, because if it's more than like a question, I still struggle a lot, because reading in general is just a huge struggle for me. That has nothing to do with making videos though, but I just kind of got into that topic, and I usually try to like just make my videos just like a smidge bit longer, and then it ends up turning it into a really long video. But yeah, that's just my issues, and it can affect my ability to make videos, like the perfect videos and whatever, and especially having to do raw footage does not help. I do not have any sort of things I can use, and I really like to challenge myself, so I don't like to, you know, have a list with me of things. And even though if I do, you know, like to try and not forget what I want to mention, it doesn't work out for me, because I do not want to look down 1,000 times because I forget what I'm saying. And that's another issue too. Like I said with the reading, sometimes my brain does not process things properly when I'm reading. So I would be staring at it, reading the same sentence over probably about 20 times because my brain just won't process it for the first however many times. So I don't really want to have that in my videos, because it just is not going to work out for me, and it just makes me feel uncomfortable and awkward. And if I do start struggling to understand the sentence properly through my head, I'm not going to be able to understand it fast enough to even make it matter in the video. So that's not really an option for me at this point. I have to do raw footage, and I want to do raw footage, and I also want to be able to remember what I'm talking about. So just like my reading, I like to challenge myself, and I like to try my hardest to understand what I'm reading and all of that. And so even with my memory and all of that, I really do like to try and challenge myself and remember these things so that like I can just get better hopefully in the future. I'm hoping as I get older, and I probably should. If you don't give up on yourself, you can get better with anything, honestly, in my opinion. But that's all I'm going to say for this video because it's going to get way too long, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned even more than what I was going to originally. So I do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos. And if you guys have any questions or video recommendations for me at all for this channel or my main channel, which I will also link in the description below this video, if you guys want to check that out too, you can do so. Let me know if you guys have any recommendations in the comment section or on my main channel, whichever. Both could really use your ideas, so that is always an option for you guys. If you have any, let me know.